What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're down here at Pop Shop. I told you guys that I have some Cobra content coming here soon. Now we're gonna do that. Not gonna be the Cobra that I was talking about. A little bit different one, but it is still a Terminator. So what I've got in front of me right here is 2003 Sonic Blue Cobra. Car's lived a hard life. It's been in a few accidents. Never really found a good owner per se. Somebody that's willing to put in a little bit of time and effort to make it look halfway decent. So that's what we're going to try to do. Not going to go too crazy. The car did have a front end put on it at one point in time. Whoever put it on there welded it about an inch too high. That way the front fenders wouldn't fit on it, or you could bolt them on, but there'd be a gap you could stick your finger in. Oop, whoopsies. You could stick your finger in between the door and the fender, and it just didn't look right. So what we did, not to mention the weld job was not great, but so what we did was we went ahead and me and Pop cut the front end off, and I'll put that clip in here I guess right now. So yeah, cut the front clip off right there, and so now I'm starting to test fit the fenders and stuff like that. I'll turn the camera around, show you guys what the car looks like really quick, and then we'll get these fenders set on here and see if we can't get them fitting a little bit better. All right, check out that hot rod, y'all. Like I said, you guys saw in the video, the front clip that was on it was welded about an inch too high. That's what the top of the frame rail, and that's where the top of the frame rail should have been. So we're gonna do the unspeakable, and I guess do the whole tube front end thing. It's not really my style. I don't think it looks very good under the hood. I guess depending on what engine you put in the car, it might look better, but I don't know. It's just not something that I usually would do. The way that I would rather fix it, but it's kind of hard to find good front end parts out here, is go ahead and section it in behind the shock towers. So right here, these spot welds that go all the way down, and just pull the front clip off completely like that from behind the shock towers, and put another factory one on there. But can't exactly find a good one. Now, like I said, this car has been in a few front end collisions. Under this fender here, this This has all been worked and replaced at some point in time. Rear quarter panel back here's got some questionable body work. We've got to figure out what's going on with that. Trunk is not original to the car. Went ahead and replaced that yesterday. This is the one that they had on there, which is also not original to the car. It was off of a GT car, a V6 car. Like I said, quarter panel's got some damage in here. The door's actually pretty, both of the doors are actually not bad, so pretty happy about that. This one probably might try to move it back a little bit. The gap's pretty fat right here, so I'll probably try to move that door back just a hair. Let's see what the other side looks like. Yeah, it's about the same. This one could probably go back a little bit as well. It's pretty tight up here on the A-pillar, so probably try to scoot the doors back a little bit. But for right now, I just want to test fit these fenders. I got car had a fender on it, but it was in pretty rough shape. This was a fender that was on it. The tip up here was all bent up from the door being opened and closed, and it's got a lot of paint on it. Believe it or not, this fender is just got some cheap rattle can spray paint on it, and it's red underneath, and it's kind of flaking all off over here. So I'm hoping I might be able to power wash a lot of that off, and then we'll just sand it down. So it's a lot straighter and a lot better shape than that other fender is. And we went ahead and picked up this fender here for the passenger side. So I'm in this car pretty cheap. Trying to keep it that way. I'm really not trying to spend a bunch of money. Honestly, the tube front end is basically what I paid for the car. So we're not trying to put a bunch of money into it. Like I said, I did want to try to find another factory front clip, but everybody seems to want a lot of money. You're better off buying another car, but I don't want to buy another car type deal. So I'll quit rambling on, and I'm gonna try to get some work done, and once I get an update, I'll show you guys. All right, y'all, so we're out here working on the Cobra again, doing the quick and dirty kind of body work, paint work. So this is not going to be a show car or nothing, kind of like a budget race car, I guess. I don't know, trying to make it look better. But went ahead, this is passenger fender here, got the antenna hole welded up. You can see where the hole used to be. There's now metal there. Had two little dents right here. The rest of the fender is actually pretty straight, so we're gonna go ahead and fix those two dents and that right there, and get those areas primered in. All right, so a little progress update here, working away on our cheapest 03 Cobra, Sonic Blue Cobra. Anyway, trying to get the tube front kind of put on here. Ordered a kit from Team Z Motorsports as far as their tubular front end kit. Looks really nice. We'll see how it starts to fit up and everything, but I'll go ahead and turn the camera around and show you guys what we got. All right, so went ahead and cut these off pretty much flat with the shock tower here. They've got these little plates that go on. This is this side. So it's got a little hole here to locate everything, and it just goes down in there on that hole, and it levels out there on the shock tower. That's what's going to locate your upper bar down to your frame rail bar. And for that, they give you these little plates to kind of go up on here. More or less is going to sit somewhere about like that, and you just kind of weld up all of your seams here, and we'll try to cut them down and make them look as nice as you can. Now, this car being in a front end collision, the frame rails have a little bit of kinks and stuff in them. This one we pretty much worked out all the way. There's still a very minor right here. Honestly, that's really not too big of a deal. Might be able to get a little bit more out of that. Haven't tried yet, but this one's got a little bit we're going to try to work out as well. But as it sits right now, technically I don't have to do that. Just want to make it look a little bit better. So that's what we're going to try to do. Now, before we weld the top plates in here, I'm going to go ahead and weld the shock tower to this piece right here, just to try to give it a little bit more strength. Like I said, tube fronts are really not my favorite thing in the world. I don't think they're very strong.
I mean, they're strong enough to hold the front end on there, but I wouldn't really want to hit a wall or hit anything else driving with one. So I don't think they're crash safety test rated. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead, continue to kind of clean this up and get it to where I can get the plates put on and the upper and lower plates put on. And I'll touch bases once we get to that point.
All right. Progress status update again here on the tube front end on this Sonic Blue Cobra. So looks a little bit different than where I last left off. I'll go ahead and turn the camera around and show you guys. All right, so it's kind of got a front end on it, kind of. I think I last left off, I welded the plates in, top and bottom. Now where we went from there was, this comes with a bumper support. What I did was I bolted the bumper support together. These little 4-bolt flanges, they come separated from this tube. So what I did was went ahead and bolted these flanges to the bumper support. That way I could slide this tube into that flange on both sides, and that kind of set the width as far as where the frame rails need to go, because there's a lot of adjustability in these. I mean, you can really weld them anywhere, but once we got that done, we have these big jack stands here like that up under the frame rails, and went ahead and put the level on everything. Once we kind of got it all leveled where we wanted it to be, let's see, you guys can see that pretty level. Now it is important, well, you can see it from here, it is important to level the car as well. Make sure the car is level. So we did that first. And then, like I said, put the level on there, tacked those bars in place. And then from there, we went ahead and started on these bars here. Got them tacked in place where we thought they would go. There's one thing I'll say about this Team Z kit is the instructions are not, there is no instructions really. I went off of some pictures online that I saw on their website and just kind of tried to put it as closely to that as possible. So what we did was went ahead, we put these bars on. They kind of run like under the fender. That way you can weld these little tabs on here to go ahead and bolt your fender down. So go ahead and tack weld these bars in place is what we did next. Once we got those bars kind of tacked in place, we went ahead and actually sat the fenders on, got those all lined up pretty good with the door, just to make sure they're not obviously final adjusted, but this one's a little bit of a work in progress here, but you can see that the gaps are fairly decent on them. So once you get the fenders put on and get those lined up good with the doors, went ahead and put the header panel on, and that'll kind of set your width on the front of your fenders to kind of level that out. Now when you put that on, it might mess up the back alignment on the door, so you got to make sure that doesn't happen and adjust if needed. So once you get the header panel put on, then you can go ahead and start putting these little bars on here. What that does is that locates your radiator support bar here, and also it locates your last fender tab. There's a tab right there for your fender bolt. These pretty much land in the middle of the tube, and they kind of follow this line straight basically. It's really tight up in here, so be mindful of that. Once you've set both of those, then you come in, because then you've got to locate where this tab needs to go. Now this tab, compared to a lot of the pictures, is actually turned a little bit, I think, the opposite direction than some of the pictures that I've seen. But what happens when you run this bar so close to here is that bolt's really close up into here, and this bracket, I've seen a couple guys to where they can't get the bolt in or out, or this bolt in or out. So I went ahead and actually angled mine down a little bit, which made this bracket fit better, right on the tube there. So anyway, went ahead and got those in. The next step is to put your header panel bracket on, this little L bracket here, which then they supply these little these plates here, brackets I guess you call them, and then these little straight bars. You put the bracket on first, and then you tack weld the bar to the center of that tube down there. Sorry if my camera angles suck. Once you get that put on there, then you can put these little brackets, there's little angled brackets under here, bolt those together. And once you have that done, then you can put this tube on here. Now these little inserts here, they just slide into the tube. So we actually kind of took a little bit out of this tube, probably about an inch total, maybe ½ inch on each side. That way this would fit up a lot better and line up good with our bars here. So yeah, once we got that set, this is all level here. I don't know where I put my level at, but you have to take my word for it. This is level. So once that's set, then I went ahead and set the lower radiator support bar. So yeah, and then that's kind of like a completed tack welded in place, and then we went ahead and started welding out all of the little brackets and stuff just to make sure nothing moves. Like the top halves of the bars are welded, this corners are welded. So where we're going to go from here now is oh yeah, I guess I'll show you guys how the hood fits real quick. Still have to make my mounts for the so you can see once we get the hood pins located, we'll get those installed. Yeah, gaps aren't too bad on that. So, oh, put my little makeshift prop rod back down in here. So where we're going to go from here is we're going to take the front end back off of it, finish welding out everything. I don't have a whole lot left to weld, but we're going to finish welding out everything and then get this in primer tonight because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So it really needs to get in primer tonight, so we're going to get a head start on that, and we'll catch basis when we're there. What's up, y'all? So I think in the last clip we were getting ready to primer the front end, that way it didn't rust. Like I said, it was going to rain. It did rain. Got some dry weather here. I'm able to walk back down and kind of show you guys what it looks like now. Basically the whole front end is done. It needs painted still, but being that this car is kind of like it's at my dad's house, so I don't have a whole lot of time to work on it. Basically just when I come visit from you know, periodically throughout the year. That'll be something that has to happen the next time I'm here. Hopefully we can get the engine bay painted and get this thing maybe looking a little bit better the next time I'm here. But regardless, I'll go ahead and show you guys what it looks like now with it all primered up, and yeah, go from there. All right, like I said, it's all primered up, pretty much done now. We went ahead and shot it in epoxy primer. That way it sticks to the bare metal and seals it up. Be all right if it gets a little bit of water on it. So one thing after we did get it epoxy primed, I needed to get the hood pins installed. So went ahead and got those installed, cut the holes in the bottom of the hood for the hood pins. These are kind of what they look like, just a little button pop deal. I think they look pretty good. The holes in the hood are pretty symmetrical, so I was pretty happy with that. Said these are welded on pretty good. Hopefully I am going to add a support brace from like the back of this down, just in case. So let's see what else to talk about. Not a whole lot in here. Like I said, it's pretty much done. Looks the same, just primered now.
So I will say this is going to be getting tubular K-member, all new front suspension and all that stuff will all be brand new. This will all be painted back Sonic Blue. Touch bases a little bit on this. This car is a true Sonic Blue 03 Cobra. It's lived a hard life. Plans for the motor are kind of TBD at this point in time. I've got an idea of what I want to do, but plans always change. So until we get to that point, I'll keep that to myself. But like I said, this is just a project that I work on in my spare time whenever I come to visit my dad and my mom out here. So, but car's pretty rough. Like I said, it's been in a couple collisions and, you know, lived a hard life, but it's nothing that we can't make look half decent again. This wing needs to come off. We'll get that taken off and make it look a little bit better. I'm thinking maybe just leave it wingless. We'll see. So I do have the side scoop for that. It's got double beadlock billets on the rear. Let's see. Yeah, not a whole lot. Oh, one thing we did do that I didn't mention before. We did talk briefly about, I deleted the antenna hole, so got that all done. There was a couple little dings in the top side of the fenders. We did go ahead and epoxy prime those. That one was in bare metal. Just to kind of seal them up from the elements, all the body work and whatnot. So, but yeah, everything turned out pretty good. I'll go ahead and drop this hood down and show you what the hood pins look like, and we'll kind of close out this video. All right. So yeah, that's what the hood pins look like. I do have a front bumper for it. I've got pretty much all the parts to put it together. I do have the Cobra mirrors, Cobra side skirts. Like I said, I'm to be determined on the wing. I do need to locate a rear bumper, but you know, that they pop up from time to time, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, otherwise it's I don't know, it's getting there. Like I said, it's just a spare time project, nothing too crazy. Little break from the normal routine, I guess. I'm pretty happy with how far it's come in the last couple days that we've been working on it here. I think we've got about 2 or 3 days maybe in the front end, getting all that stuff worked, getting it chopped off and positioned up and welded and, you know, primered and all that stuff. So not too big of a deal. I will say the Team Z K-member kit is pretty good. I do like the fact that you can kind of put it wherever you want. That way, you know, if your car is a little bit different than another car, which they all are, no one car is the same, you can kind of manipulate that to get it to fit where you want. So I do like that. All right, y'all, go ahead and do a little bit of status update here on the Sonic Blue 03 Cobra. Let me know if you guys got a good project name for this thing. I think maybe Blueberry or something like that. But went ahead and got the front bumper fitted, got the headlights kind of fitted on there, just sitting in place. Put the cowl on there, just kind of set some more stuff on it before I leave, just to get a general idea of what the car is going to look like. I'll go ahead and turn the camera around here and show you guys that. All right. Like I said, I just got the front bumper fitted on there. Just put some repo headlights on, nothing too fancy. Oh, I'll work on some gaps and stuff on the fenders and headlights, header panel, stuff like that. But it's not too bad for just putting it all up there. So yeah, starting to look more like a car. Like I said, I do have the side skirts for it. I've got the mirrors for it. So took that wing off of there. Looks a lot better now. We'll go ahead and fill the holes. I'm thinking about doing wing delete trunk on it. We'll see. So yeah, it's coming together. I don't know if I ever showed you guys the interior or not, but dash, nothing too crazy. You do have a little 6-point cage that I can put in it, so thinking about doing that. These need to get tucked back in and glued back down. Pretty common on 99 to 04 panels for those to, or 94 to 04 panels for those to start curling up like that. But yeah, I do have a 03 tank for it. So the drivetrain is kind of up in the air at the moment, but if you have a bumper and you don't want $1 million for it, please reach out to me. If you're on the East Coast, or if you're willing to ship, let me know. Closer to Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, the better, but not too bad. Needs some cleaning up, but mostly all there at least. So street car. Yeah, nothing too crazy on this one, just a little status update. So I appreciate y'all watching the videos and subscribing and doing all that stuff, and commenting and letting me know your opinions, good or bad, I guess. So but yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.